mean, it probably isn't. Probably it isn't.
Why? What happened now?
Gonna read in the research group, right? Listen, I mean, apparently, we don't know. This could be fake, but apparently, some guy ratted him cheating on his wife with the co-founder of Bencoin.
Yep.
Or the co-CEO.
Man.
Yeah. I really hope it's not true. I hope it's not true because Ben's got a family and shit, but I really hope it's not true. Really, really, really hope it's not true. I hope it's
Yeah,
like AI or something generated. How many cases yet?
You give humans too much credit, right? Fortunately, they can be really, really, really rough after something like this. Find all the bad, and bring it to the surface. Rough.
Yeah, that's shocking. Terrible. Let's give it a couple more minutes to get everybody on, and then we'll start.
I see Fetch had a bit of a pump last night, and GRT came with
but it's a DW. It's a DW. What's it called? That market making company.
DWF Labs.
The one. Huh? Yeah, we spoke about them yesterday. I mean, it's becoming more and more of a story.
Yep. And oh my god, it pumped 27%.
Morning, guys.
Down like 10% from the high.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I mean, looking at the chart though, I mean, it was a pretty clear double bottom on the weekly anyway. So it's like,
nah, come on, that's not a chart pump. In this market, you think that's a natural pump from the chart.
well, I mean, it's just pumped back up to resistance levels. That's it, really.
Yeah, but
I must say, yesterday watching Fetch, it was holding really well relative to some of the other alts. It was definitely like on my watch list. There was something going on there.
Yeah, these guys are in it. These guys know what they're doing. They're not idiots.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, or if they're just pumping and dumping shit, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean
that.
by knowing what they're doing.
You mean these guys know how to create fake pumps?
Yeah, and yeah.
We're gonna have phone calls on
there.
X. Elon just announced. That's pretty good. Makes things a bit easier. Nice one.
There's going to be what?
Yeah.
Phone calls and all that stuff. Phone calls, video calls.
I mean, I agree, but I think I agree. I mean, I think he's just doing it too quickly. You know what I mean? Like you want to be, like you want to like for example, video. Like he's nowhere on video. Yes, you can stream video on Twitter, but you can't really search it. You can't really get real impressions. You know, like it's not. Like building a whole lot of features and not being the best features means that you'll eventually lose to specialists.
Yep.
They need their own video tab with like a feed like TikTok or Instagram. That's the real way to do it. So that people can look through subscriptions instead of like getting it lost in the general feed. Because otherwise, like I'm on the app right looking for text. I'm not looking to watch videos. I don't have the time when I'm on Twitter to do that. I would prefer to sit down on a separate occasion with my own feed and search for video. So that's what they should do. I agree. Yeah. That's what they should do first.
Yeah. Cool. Let's wait 1 more minute, and then if it's not on, we just cut it. And this time we actually do fucking cut it.
Morning, guys.
Morning. Cool. All right. Let's go a couple of things. I think first thing, as I said in the news group this morning, congratulations to Ivan for breaking the BitBoy story. And where the fuck were our researchers? 25 researchers on a call. We didn't manage to get the BitBoy recording first. I think it's a bit embarrassing, guys.
Yeah. We the only thing that was our fault. We didn't allocate that story to anyone yesterday. We just focused on everything else because the BitBoy thing was small. We just wanted to do a small update. So yeah, we didn't actually get access to the spaces. It was a spaces, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was a Telegram. Someone recorded a Telegram call, and yeah, someone recorded a Telegram call, and yeah, I mean, it was a good show for Ivan. Well done to him. I really respect Ivan. He's got a very good show.
Did he?
other thing I
What
want
was
to
the
talk-
thumbnail BitBoy?
Yeah, he did a late stream last night. Go and check it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually got a lot of views. I think when I woke up this morning, it was close to 50,000 views.
Yep. He's live again
Yeah.
now. Actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should reach out to BitBoy for a comment, for a voice, for like.
I have. He's not really responding. I think he's. I don't know. Maybe the Telegram account that I've got is
owned by the other guy.
Is owned by the other guys. I don't know. I'm trying to work it out. Anyway, let's go to the next.
Because it's good for him. It gives him exposure. He'll want that to get the message out. You'd imagine.
100%. So next thing is Banter Bubbles. So I think what I want to do is we are going to create a spreadsheet. On the spreadsheet, let's have a hit list of influencers. But when I say list of influencers, I think it's pointless just putting down every single influencer in the world. We need to put down influencers that we genuinely believe that we can get them to help us with Banter Bubbles, and then have a column of who's responsible for reaching out to them. So who, like for example, I don't know, like example, if I've got a relationship with Ben, or if I've got a relationship with George or whatever, and we really think that we can get them on board, then let's allocate that to someone, and that someone must actually reach out, give them a referral link, send them a WhatsApp, and actually follow up and see if we can get these guys to actually start activating for us. So James will still stay on the generic influencers. I mean, this is again on the assumption that we start getting results very soon, because so far there's been no results on that thing yet. Then after that, I want everybody to actually like Sheldon, you invited a whole lot of people onto your show for the World Series of Trading. Maybe ask them for a solid. Ask them if they'll help us. Ask them if they'll help us and push bubbles. I'll draft a generic like SMS that you guys can send to them. But yeah, jump on a call with them, tell them they'll get 75 cents per app download, providing the app download is a real user and not a bot. And we can see that just by the number of times that the guys go in. Also, they'll get airdrop points, which will be redeemable. I don't know if it's going to be redeemable for an airdrop because we don't have a real legal opinion yet as to whether we can or can't. So, but they are going to be called airdrop points. So I think what I want to do is I want to do it today. James, update the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet. I think the spreadsheet that we've got that we have is a bit like, I don't know who's responsible. So I think we need a column for who's responsible to track down these influencers. Also, this just looks like a whole lot of names. And this is Twitter. I'm not really interested in Twitter. I'm more interested in I want to understand what is the primary mechanism that we're going for these guys. Is it because these are YouTube activators, TikTok activators? So I think you should have 4 different sheets. Or 4 different sheets of.
So you don't want Twitter people?
I mean, Twitter. The problem with Twitter is, I prefer YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, to be honest, because that's
I could probably get
much
Kobe.
more visual.
Like, do you want Kobe?
Kobe would never do it. I mean, I'd love it if he did, but there's no way he would.
Kobe.
I'm pretty good mates with one of his best mates, so I can ask.
Okay, try. Kobe, yeah, you'd never do.
I mean, do you know the whole thing between Kobe and Baghdad?
He's not going.
Kobe hates YouTubers.
Exactly.
Kobe hates YouTubers.
It's a pretty known fact.
Yeah, Kobe hates YouTubers. Anyway, so I want to actually clean up this thing. I want to do it today. So today, James will drop once the sheet's updated and it's done in such a way. Let's have a column for who added the person to the. So who added the person to the thing, and who's actually going to follow up with them, and then and then someone reaches out to them. We then create a referral link, and then we get them to help us as much as we can. All right.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. So yeah, that's that. Then the last thing I want to say is I think you guys are a bunch of chicken shits, all of you. Every single one of you is a bunch of chicken shits. We should have gone with the BitBoy story yesterday. But you guys talked me out of it because you guys are a bunch of chicken shits.
I should have just twisted should have just fixed the thumbnail a little bit. Should have stayed with it, but
it's real. What do you mean credibility twisted? It's real. The guy literally admitted it.
It's like mocking someone's downfall. It's
You're using him
Yeah,
for
it's
views.
literally, yeah, it's like
I'm not
taking a
mocking.
little bit
I'm
of
just
like
hold on. I wasn't mocking anything. I was just quoting exactly what he said.
But the thumbnail's like a steroid cartoon. You've got the guy looking all super guilty,
even
big conflict,
if you
steroids on it. Like,
even if you ignore that part, like, do you really? Is that really news? Like, I mean, 1 year
No,
back,
I mean, hold on.
Ran, can I say something here? Because
Yes.
we've been on this call for a long time, and I remember that you used to say to us a while back, "What's the alpha?" That was the question we had to leave with. And I feel like, yes, you would have reported on it, and yes, you would have got clicks, and yes, it would have maybe got exposure, but I'm just not sure it's the one you want. And I say that with the utmost respect, and
I still think you guys are. I still think you guys are a bunch of chicken shits.
Yeah, I mean, we should just ask ourselves if our aim is to provide value or get clicks. And if it's to get clicks, then on the pod we should actually not discuss stories and then discuss how to get more clicks. Or
yeah,
how
we
to
should
get more...
put Logan Paul and Logan Paul's
strategy,
wife
then
on the
go for
top
it.
today. We should put the biggest stars in the world then.
Yeah. Okay. You guys, look, you guys are still a bunch of chicken shit. Huh?
But you'll probably want.
It doesn't matter.
You probably want to do it today.
You still love us.
I mean, if none of those BitBoy stories got any views, then yeah, we would have been praised as the great lords. But hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Nah, you guys.
It's using someone's downfall for views. Someone who actually is.
Yeah, it's not right.
It's not amazing.
Yeah. It's not the image. I don't think it's the image you guys want either. I just think you.
So you're saying that
you've always been so much better than that.
So you're saying that today we can't do I cheated on my wife, eh? We're not gonna do
that. It would get clicks though. It would get clicks. I don't know.
No. I'll tell you another thing. I'll tell you where I really draw the line. You don't mess with someone's family.
Yeah,
I don't know
if it's true. I was gonna be
like you know what, like you wanna have a go at BitBoy. Even that I'm actually quite against having a go at him. But once he says something, then he's done it, right? Like I would never have made up the steroid story, but he actually did it, right? So that's why I was comfortable talking about it.
Once it's out in the open, then it's open slather, really.
Yeah, 100%. And then I'll tell you where I really draw the line. I'll never amplify anything that could damage his family. If this is true, and again I don't know if it is or isn't, but if this is true, and he did do what we heard happened here, then I think his wife and his kids are humiliated enough already. You know what I mean? Like, and the last thing that I'll ever do is amplify that. So that's kind of like really where exactly. At that point I become not negotiable. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about news. I want to start off with one which I think is very big. This Brian Armstrong video, which I listened to this morning at the gym, where he talks about, I think, 10 things or 9 things narratives that he's investing in. I think everybody needs to listen to it because number one, it's an amazing breakdown of narratives that may be good in crypto. Number two, things that you should look to invest in. Like he talks about a trueflation type stablecoin, which is pegged to inflation. He calls it a flat coin. He talks about privacy in layer 2, which is actually one of our sponsors, which is data, what's it called? Data ownership protocol. DOP? Yeah. So I think everyone should listen to it. And for Ori and Ben, I think you should listen to it twice, so that you guys know what narratives people are looking to invest in.
Yeah, good. Watch it later.
Yeah. Someone said John Curry says, "Rank Banter Bubbles application. I believe it would be an amazing tool to have it on our mobile. There is an app. Just go to the app store and it's called Banter Bubbles." Yeah. And okay, cool. Yeah.
One thing he talked about was the on-chain ads, which were quite interesting.
Yeah.
I thought I remember hearing about that like 6 or 8 months ago. I never actually thought about it, but it's legit. It seems like a legitimate thing, and it could be quite cool.
Agree. I think it's super important that everybody listens to it, just from a narrative point of view.
From a mention on the show point of view,
I have an idea on the show to say Coinbase investing in these tokens.
They actually put out a blog post, and within like just so we're not going through a video for however long it is on the show. They actually put
just 10 points and a couple of timestamps, like just 1 or 2 timestamps.
The blog post actually has reference examples underneath.
Yeah, 2
it's
tokens.
so easy to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's one of the things we must talk about today.
Coinbase Ventures have been one of the most active VCs, by the way, in this bear market. So that's just a notable thing.
Yeah. I think we must.
Sorry, should I try to get Brian Armstrong for next week Banter Friday?
Yeah, I'd love it if you could, but I don't think you will. But try. I'd love it if you could. I'd love it if you could speak to him.
Yep.
Tell them we want to have. You know, when we do the show today, then send in the show and say, look, we want to help you guys amplify this. We think it's a great initiative.
Yeah, good call.
It's amazing how he's emerged as like the true leader of the industry. Hey? Like if you think about it, like CZ's kind of lost his leadership shine a bit, and
he's the guy.
Brian Armstrong emerged as the guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Time to step up, Brian. It's your main character moment, bro.
No, I mean, I think it's amazing. I must say, I actually called it like quite early on before the whole CZ Binance shit. I called this. I don't know if you remember. I said Brian Armstrong is going to be sell your BNB by Coinbase. Like I broke it down.
Yeah, Coinbase is gaining a lot of credibility. I think just in the way people are speaking about it now online as well.
Didn't you say that at $47, Ram? On Coinbase?
Yeah, even less, yeah.
I think it was $45 or $47.
And Grayscale.
Yeah.
I remember it was like in the same video you talked about Grayscale and Coinbase as like
two big narratives,
like direct bets. Yeah.
I think a lesson to take from it is the way he's positioned himself and planned every move, and the way he's gone about his business has been meticulous. He's at a serious. It's not just by coincidence that he's where he is right now.
I've got to say something.
There's a comment in our chat here, guys. There's a comment in our chat here. It says, "BitBoy don't need this publicity. Your new show from Sunday are supposed to headline at these times. The market is boring, and everyone is doing everything to keep views. Viewers are looking for entertainment right now. Take this opportunity. P.S. I think this BitBoy thing is just a smoke for entertainment." I mean, I think he's talking about the reality show that we did, which is, I'm all in on this reality show, all in. As soon as the reality, as soon as Alistair gets back from his sister's wedding, we're going all in on it.
I was about to ask, is the second episode in production, but obviously it's not just at the moment.
No, Alistair, we agreed to do one.
No, we're busy. So we're busy building building the storyline. We're busy building the whole thing properly now. Of how we're going to do it. So I'll be chatting with Alistair quite a bit, getting all the back end ready, and then we can go. So we need now it's going to be, this was one cameraman, now we're going to have 2 or 3 cameramen. We're going to have a sound guy. We're going to have a whole bunch.
And we need a name for it, guys. We need a name for it. Yeah, we need to come up with a cool name for the thing, so we can come up with a logo and all that shit.
Yeah, Ran. I was gonna say, I was watching last night. I was like, I had some spare time, and I went back through the old Banter catalog because I was just curious. And I was watching like a couple streams back from the bull run, back from November, October, just to see like what was happening. And like I must say, like the content now is, I can't even put a number on it. It's like 250 times better. Like I watched your stream last night, and then I went back and I watched the bull run shows. And the bull run shows, like there's no alpha, like it's just us having fun, which makes sense. But like, I don't know, I just feel like the content, if we were making this content now in the bull run, like it would have just been unbelievable. Yeah. It's so much better now.
We keep getting better and better. We keep getting better and better because we have these calls, because we learn from our mistakes, because also because the competition is getting better and better. Like if you look at the people that I think, and I mean, when I say competition, I don't mean bad competition. I mean very healthy competition. Like you look at people like Elio, who's making great content again. You look at people like Ivan making great content again. You know, as long as everyone's making great content, it's better for the industry. So I mean, and a guy like James from Investors is making great content. Larson also making great content. Like these are the guys. You know, the better they the better they make it, the better content they make, the better it is for the industry, because it pushes us all to be better. You know what I mean?
And the barrier to entry
when is Banter
like...
Plus launching? Someone says in the chat, when is Banter Plus launching? On the 1st of September, which is tomorrow, I think. And then someone says, call it behind the banter. Not bad, not bad. I'm lukewarm on it. Yeah. All right, yeah.
Lukewarm.
Content, guys.
From a data point of view, I've seen this aerodrome finance has attracted a hell of a lot of TVL over the last 24 hours. It's this AMM on base. There's a lot of
yeah, I saw last night. I don't know if it's still the case.
You
could earn like 400%, but I presume it's not the case anymore.
Yeah, the yields have gone down a bit. Still good. The yields are still good, but I mean, yeah, base seems to be the ecosystem that's just attracting the most interest at the moment, for sure.
What do you think about that Starknet thing?
What is the Starknet thing?
They basically they shut down the network because they had an old network and then they upgraded the network, and if people didn't upgrade their systems, their funds on the old network basically got, like, their funds were gone. And they were like, we told you weeks and weeks and weeks ago that you had to do this. You had to, it's sort of like the flex to ox thing. We told you weeks ago you had to change, you had to upgrade your networks and stuff, and they basically, all the funds are gone now, and people are going like, why do I have to keep focusing on all these announcements and stuff? Why can't my funds just be safe? So yeah, it isn't a great look for Starknet.
Yeah. I must say, like, from just doing my airdrop farming, I realized pretty quickly that Starknet was an inferior network compared to all the other protocols that I look at.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, the UX is pretty shocking. I'm not surprised. I don't think it's going to be. I stopped farming it because I really actually don't see much value there at this point.
Yeah, like they only lost, or only, sorry, that's a lot of money, but 500K. But it's more just the actual precedent of it all. It just doesn't look good. Yeah. All the funds are gone just due to a network upgrade.
The data hasn't looked good either. Like, they've obviously sort of, fortunately or unfortunately, you know, they've like they're kind of on the same track as ZK Sync, and if you compare the two, you know, in terms of TVL and DEX volumes and users, it's like you actually can't compare.
Yep.
I think they're pretty dead, to be honest.
Okay. What else is going on, guys?
So Ram, there was a Uniswap ruling yesterday. So the users filed a case against Uniswap saying that they lost a lot of money investing in scam coins, and the judge ruled it against them and said, importantly, said ETH and BTC are actually commodities. That's what the judge said after she announced the ruling. So that came out yesterday.
The judge also just threw out the case, didn't even acknowledge it, just basically looked at it, said, looking at the allegations, it defies logic that a drafter of computer code underlying a particular software platform could be liable under section whatever for a third party's misuse of that platform. So that's a pretty good thing, I suppose. Then people are trying to connect it to Tornado Cash and all this sort of stuff, which is a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's just it's the judge being pretty accepted. It's the judge accepting code, basically. It's a pretty good thing.
This is the takeaway, Joe. The takeaway here is, you know, the judges, you know, they can. I think I posted a tweet on it a couple of days ago. Is that in US the judges can, you know, be attorneys and make more money than the judges, but no, they actually like to be judges because they care about justice. And you see that with not only the cases which, you know, we've been seeing over the last few months, but also like other cases. Like if you look at Elon Musk's lawsuits over the last 5 to 6 years, which I've been following, he's been winning a lot of them just on the merit that there's truth on his side. So I guess, you know, judges are not, you know, as corrupt as we think they are, I guess. Maybe that's the takeaway for me.
Yep.
I mean, one party always thinks the judge is corrupt, right? Like whenever there's a case, one party wins and the other party thinks the judge is corrupt. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
As long as he votes in your favor, you're like, yeah, this is all fair, this is all cool. And then carry against the things that the judges are corrupt now.
Scott wants to
100%.
do that for our topic for Crypto Town Hall today.
What's the topic?
Well, this thing with the ruling for about Uniswap.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's coded law, basically. The other one was Eric and Balchunas, the ETF guys. They've upped their chances to 75%.
To 75, yeah.
Yep. Which, like, we're basing our opinions on two people and their percentages, but they are ETF experts. They do sort of know what they're talking about. They are changing
Joe,
it.
they might as well come out with a dashboard where we can see those updated every day now. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
they're
it went
updating it
0,
every day.
50, then 65, now 75.
Yeah,
Like, it's,
just like
Does anyone
the CPI predictions you see on a
yeah.
dashboard. Yeah.
Does anyone actually think it will not happen? Like I think this was the rumor, the buy the rumor, sell the news.
Well, like everyone's sort of saying, well, they actually think that it's almost a done deal that one will be launched by the end of 2024. But again, you have to ask yourself, why would someone in the open market like you or me buy when the ETF gets approved? Why wouldn't you buy before? The only, yeah, you can.
I don't think it's us.
Yeah,
I
but
mean that's not the market.
when it gets granted, obviously it'll have all these inflows. But as a market participant before these things happen, why would you buy when it actually happens?
We won't, but the retail will, right? Because they would believe that regulations are good now. This is acceptable thing. Because right now, like in my friends and family, if I talk about Bitcoin, they just tear me off. So they will buy it for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, people aren't very what's the word? Like the interest has gone to zero basically.
What I've noticed is that like in any podcast I listen to, any popular people I listen to outside of crypto, they consider crypto as whatever right now. That's how they refer it as, like, oh, whatever, crypto, whatever. That's how I've been hearing about crypto outside of crypto, because me being in crypto so much, sometimes you don't get a feel of what people think of crypto who don't understand what it is, who are outside of crypto. That's my feeling. That's my take. I've been very much curious about knowing what other people think now that the interest is really low. That's what I'm hearing a lot with all these NBA analysts or whoever who had bad experiences with crypto. And unfortunately, a lot of people lost money in the last bull market. If you don't know what you're doing in crypto, you lose money. That's how I see it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We also have PCE today at 2:30 South African. It was 3% last month. The forecast this month is 3.3.
Wasn't it PCE? Wasn't it PCE yesterday?
No, GDP yesterday, wasn't it?
No, so okay. I wanted to talk about this. Like we've got a couple of numbers this week, like the JOLTS. You've got the GDP and the job growth. All of them were bad for the US. But and on the other hand, we can see China is having some issues as well. Finally, like again. So the mortgage thing happened.
What are the new issues?
Yeah, I'm just getting these up. So one is that their second largest real estate company is gonna give the biggest loss ever, and they might just default like Evergrande. So it's Country Garden, that's the name. And then there is something with the mortgage as well. So China is basically planning to do a mortgage thing. I'm just searching for it.
But the PCE is due to uptake anyway, as CPI did. It's just it's just the same old.
Yeah, so China has reduced interest rates on existing mortgages by 5.3 trillion in an effort to stimulate the economy. So they're trying to do a lot of things, but the market is going down. Whereas when we see the US, the numbers are finally coming bad. Bad JOLTS, you've got bad GDP and bad job numbers. Now you've got PCE as well, which is going to come. But market is still going up. Hedge funds have highest number of long positions in large cap technology stocks. Nvidia is at all-time high. So whatever Michael Gerd and others are talking about a credit event, so I mean, it feels like either US is really optimistic with the stock market, or China is very pessimistic. So one has to diverge, towards the other. But which one? So we can have that question and talk about the whole thing.
I hope for the sake of Michael Gay that he's sort of right, because
he's gone all in, eh?
Yeah, he really has. Yeah, it can take years to play out and whatever, but he really is pushing this hard and has been for like 8 months.
I unsubscribe to lead lag, to be honest.
The macro
I'm not wasting money on this bullshit.
Yeah, he's the macro.
Like, he's just gone too biased. I don't know. It's just kind of a bit off-putting.
Anybody who tries to force their opinions on you again and again, keep saying it. If you have an opinion, okay, cool. I mean, you get it. But then again, you keep throwing it in everybody's faces. You're a capo.
The best analysts show the other side of things too. The best analysts show like how we could work our way out of the situation and what the counterpoints are. And I don't know, he's not really doing that at the moment.
I think
fair posting.
All of his tweets have one word, which is credit event, and that is really bad. So I get what you guys are saying.
But remember, when we had him on the show, we actually looked into what he's been saying for the whole year. He did actually in January say that he expects a stock market like rip, and then he expects in the second half of the year for it to really start to give in and head down. But so I suppose he's been half right, but he's just pushing this in our faces so clearly. And
it's like capo. It's like capo. You keep calling the market down. Eventually, the market will go down. You'll be right.
Yep.
Right. I mean, is that not what it is?
Yeah, that is.
So I think we've got China and the US. We can, obviously show that there were bad numbers this week in the US, but the market is still pumping. People are really optimistic.
Why were the numbers bad? Sorry, whoa. Why were the numbers bad?
So the JOLTS came out bad, and they came out in red again, which was bad for the USD.
That's good though, because that means that means that they can't keep increasing rates.
Yeah,
that's what Gareth said this morning in his breakdown. That's why he was long going into that.
So I was talking about the US dollar. So, but if you look at the stock market, then GDP came out bad on Wednesday.
No, that's good. Lower GDP means Powell has got to start increasing. That's good.
Yeah, if we see it that way, if we are only,
it means the economy is slowing. It means the economy is slowing. It means the economy is not overheating.
Yeah, but he's taking it from the perspective that the economy, like taking out interest rates as a whole, just as the overall economy is actually not doing as amazing as the numbers are saying.
But that's what you want. That's what Powell is trying to do.
Yeah, so actually on that, because when the numbers come in this week, Gareth was saying it in his breakdown as well. If the numbers come in low, like what the JOLTS did, then he's anticipating an even bigger rally, which is like contrary to what a lot of other people will think because they don't really understand the numbers.
What's Powell trying to do?
Curb inflation.
So yeah, he's trying to.
How's he trying to curb inflation?
Interest
by
rate
rating the hikes, obviously, and the bad numbers will come in. That's what he wanted, and
it's like a doctor. It's like a doctor. The doctor says your heart's pumping too fast. It's bad. Your heart is pumping too fast. Then he gives you a medicine to say, we need your heart to slow down. Then you take the medicine, your heart slows down. Good. The medicine's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. If the economy wasn't slowing down, I'd say, shit, hold on a second. The medicine's not working. What are we going to do? We don't have any other medicines. I'm going to die.
So yeah, I think I agree
basically
to that.
it's just getting back to the point of like it's a matter of when, not if, they turn the printer back on. So I mean, yeah, like the unemployment numbers are the ones that I'm paying the most attention to, waiting for them to come out. If unemployment numbers start ticking up, then that'll be a pretty interesting scenario to place into the mix.
So yeah, we can definitely show the US bad numbers and how stock market is ripping and how these are correlated as well. So we can go in the past and see that, you know, whenever there were series of good or bad numbers, I mean good numbers, man, which happened
No,
this week.
but it depends. It depends. No, hold on. It also depends very much on what they're trying to do. If you get bad economic numbers at a time where they're trying to stimulate the economy, that's bad.
Yeah.
So going back and finding the numbers, it's a waste of time, because unless you can compare it as to what their objective was at the time, then it's useless.
Yeah, I've back tested this and I found that unless you understand what retail sentiment was at the time, then the actual price movement in relation to the result it's irrelevant. You have to understand what retail felt at the time, whether they were scared or not.
No, also, what was the government trying to do? Was it, like, for example, during COVID, the government was trying to stimulate the economy, right? If then the economic numbers came in bad, we would have said, "Oh shit, hold on, we have a big problem here because we're putting in money and the heart is not beating faster."
Yes, which causes that emotion of fear.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. Don't waste your time doing that, because you don't remember. There won't be data as to what the government's intention was at the time. So you're going to come up with these things and say, "Oh, the last time they raised interest rates, this happened," but you won't know why, and you won't have the backstory unless you feel like doing that. But I don't think that's a very exciting or very interesting show.
Yep, makes sense. So we remember that Evergrande has a creditors meeting which was delayed for 29 days because they might just, you know, be figuring out where the debt is and how they're going to repay it, obviously. But now the second largest real estate company in China, which is Country Gardens, they have a debt of 190 billion US dollars, and they might default as well. So the top has defaulted already, is postponing the creditors meeting, and second is going to default. So this is bad.
Yep, I just want to know where the market.
I think people are tired of the story, to be honest.
I don't know where this, like, what do you think? We're sort of, where are we in the market? Kind of in no man's land again a bit.
Yeah.
Haven't fully retraced the move so far, which is a good sign. But just kind of holding in these weird areas. So a no trade zone. Don't know what to do here.
I think everyone's waiting for the ETF decision, which is going to be a delay, and then market maybe comes back down.
Yeah,
because
maybe
28.5 is
based on what do you think this?
The delay. I think SEC is gonna make sure they find reasons, and to find reasons they need time, and they already have time. They can delay it. So
I mean, the delay is inevitable. There's no chance that there's no delay.
Yeah. And why do I think that Bitcoin is going to come down is because this was like a little bit overheated, like XRP. So I think Ben also mentioned that, but 28.5 I believe is an important level. But yeah, I mean that's all speculation. But delay is inevitable. So people are going to come back to reality that it will take time. ETF.
Yeah. Okay. What else, guys? I'm not really not hearing anything. What's Ivan talking about? What is this ETH airdrop?
What is that ETH airdrop? There's no airdrop. Wait, I'm going all in on ETH. Crazy news dropped. There's no airdrop.
I wonder what it is. Yeah, I wonder what it is. Okay, what else, guys? I'm really not hearing much. I mean, other than the Brian Armstrong story, which is not something that really excites me to do a whole show about. It doesn't sound like there's much going on.
There's speculation around
and speculation of Bitboy cheating on his wife.
There's also speculation of Google Clouds, going into El Salvador, expanding there, helping El Salvador go digital, apparently, in many sectors. And there's speculation going around. I can see there's like news reports from like different publications that were saying like it could be driven by Bitcoin. I mean, Google Cloud just suddenly going into El Salvador. There's got to be a reason behind it. and they're going to help digitize the government. It says there could be something deeper there.
I don't think it's got anything to do with Bitcoin. I think it's just Google Cloud, going to help the country. I don't think it's I don't think it's crypto stuff.
I mean, if they're gonna digitize the government, there could be blockchain use. You see what I mean? How else would you be able to verify? I mean, you could do it, but if you want to do it properly.
The only thing about Google Cloud is that they do partner with a lot of these.
Yeah, it's their business. It's their business.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have something there. What was this? Obviously, Mitch McConnell again froze. It was even worse than his last one.
Yeah, Chairman. As I said in the last time, I actually feel really bad for him.
But he literally freezes. It's not as if it's like.
Yeah.
It's like he literally. Oh my god. Apart from that, I'm not sure. We've Raul Hall on today, the second show.
Yeah.
The one-on-one.
I mean, for that one, I'll do China, BRICS, US economy, and then I think we can talk about the grayscale and the ETF ruling and how big it can be. I think that's the 4 things that I think. Anything else that we should talk to Raul about?
Grayscale.
ETF and how big an ETF could be, if you know.
Yeah, there's no ETH airdrop.
No, it's not. Obviously.
So it's no, it says crazy news dropped, not an airdrop. But his videos are interesting. Like, he's literally talking about absolutely everything for like a minute or 2 minutes across the span of.
Yeah, his videos are good. Ivan's good. Ivan's always been good. Ivan's been one of the best, I think. Ivan, for me, is one of the best.
Yeah, but the issue is there, like, Ran, whatever topic you choose, you talk about like 10-15 minutes, at least it's like the whole thing. You learn about the topic. There it's literally 2 links and done. So
yeah.
The thing about Ivan though is he actually has takes on everything. Like he's good at verb. The way he gets things across is quite good. Which I'd agree is he just kind of scatters a bit from here to there to there to there in all shows. But
I love Ivan. I mean, I think he's one of the best. He really is one of the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to how you want to. It just comes down to what you want the show to do. Like how you want it to. Do you want to do long segments? Do you want to do short segments? Do you want to like engage the whole community on one particular topic?
Yeah,
do you want to cover multiples?
I'm very happy, guys. I'm very happy with our format of the show. I'm just right now, as I hear, we don't have much content.
Can mention 1 minute the ETFs up to 75%. How BlackRock is on Friday. We can talk about the Coinbase Brian Armstrong thing. We can talk about BitBoy for a minute. We can talk about PC.
No, I don't want to. This BitBoy thing, I don't want to talk about.
Okay. The PC
Uniswap.
Uniswap.
Yeah, Uniswap. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Can we link Uniswap?
I think let's call it. But I think let's call it. But I think you guys need to dig. Like, we can't leave it at those stories. We need to dig deep for more stories.
What was the 4th thing you were talking about for the second show? China, BRICS, Grayscale, ETF. There was another one.
ETF.
So Google is expanding its cloud operations to El Salvador, which is sparking speculations about a Bitcoin-related motive.
Yeah, we just talked about that. It's not going to be Bitcoin related, you'd presume.
Yeah.
Okay, we better get going and try to dig deeper.
Okay, cool. Chat later, guys.
Hey, guys.
Ciao.